Claude can now see your screen, click buttons, and browse the web alongside you. This is Claude in Chrome, and there's one feature it has that no other agentic browsing solution has, and honestly, it's the main reason I'm going to be using it. Now, it looks like any other agentic add-on, but there's one button here that changes everything, and that's this here. It says Teach Claude, and when you click this, it allows you to literally demonstrate, go through steps as if you're teaching a real person. Claude will watch and learn the process and then allow you to repeat this at any time with a shortcut, or you can set it as a recurring task. This is super useful for those fiddly browser tasks that agentic browsers kind of fall down and struggle. So I'm going to show you exactly the power of this right now. So I'm going to hit start recording and then walk you through a process that requires several screens and several clicks for my browser that I really need to be repeating at least once a month, if not once a week. So navigate to Google Search Console and then work your way down and click Pages. From Pages, this will bring you to page indexing, and you can see why aren't pages indexed. We want to find the section that says crawled, currently not indexed. We're going to open this page and then scroll down to look for examples of pages or pages that should be indexed on Google. For these pages we want indexed, you're going to hit the little search icon next to it and open up that specific page. Then we want to click request indexing. It should work nicely. Then repeat this process for any pages that should be indexed but currently aren't. Now we just have to wait for it to work through all of this and generate our shortcut. And boom, in a couple of seconds, we get on the right-hand side here, if we can zoom in a little bit, we get create shortcut. So every time I hit / request indexing, I can run this flow. You see, then it writes the prompt based off our dictation of what we've just done. So we can create that shortcut. We can also schedule it to run on a weekly basis whenever we want, on a monthly basis, on a specific time and day. And then when we go back to the browser now, we hit / request indexing. We can run that task straight away. And now you see the screen is glowing orange. It's ready, and we can hit approve plan on the bottom right. And we can actually select in Claude ask before acting or act without asking if we want it to run without even asking us to do it. And you'll see the screen is glowing orange. That means it's controlling the screen. We should see it clicking its way around. It's open up the page and you can see it's retrieving index from Google and it's going to hit request indexing just like we showed it. There we go. It's actually working. This is insane. It's so cool to be able to do that. Honestly, that is a manual job that you can spend days just going through these lists and trying to get stuff indexed with Google. Now we can teach browsers to do it automatically for us. Now I've shown you how to install this as well, so it's super easy to get running. I'll just run you through a few of the settings in here and then show you some other ways in which you can use Claude in Chrome. So you've got Sonnet 4.5, Haiku 4.5 and Opus 4.5 models to use in here. Honestly, for the fast stuff, you can leave it on Haiku or Sonnet. If you want more complicated work and some analysis work, then maybe switch to Opus, but it might use up your limits really quickly on the Pro plan. So I'd probably just stick to Sonnet for my everyday tasks. Now, as well as I mentioned, down the bottom left here, you've got ask before acting, ask without acting. Probably best to leave it on ask before acting so Claude doesn't run wild without your control, but that's up to you if you want it to take action without asking for your permission. We've got the Teach Claude button, which we've just gone through, and we've got this little plus button, which allows us to actually take screenshots and add images in there for us to work with. As well as in the top right, we've got these three little dots, convert to task. So anything we do, we can convert it into a specific task through a conversation. So at any point, you can say, hey, can we turn this into an automated task? As well as jump into some of the settings. You'll need to activate microphone, and even you can add task notification. And you can add task completion notifications if you want that turned on in your browser too. Now you'll notice when you open Claude, it adds a little browser tab at the top here. This allows you to group tabs that you want to work in. So all of these ones on the left aren't really working in Claude. All the ones on the right will be working in Claude. But what's cool is we can drag them into this little orange zoned set of tabs that we want Claude to be working in. Now, the ability to turn Chrome into an agentic browser allows Claude to actually browse the web and do stuff for you on request. So you can easily say something like, can you go to Rightmove and look for houses to rent in Newquay for less than £1,000 a month? Open the best options. And when you run that, you'll see Claude comes up with a plan for you to approve. We can just leave that to run. That can just go and do what I've requested, or we can watch it work. You'll see when the screen glows orange again, that means Claude is actually controlling the browser. See it here working its way through the search and through the filters for us. And to be honest, this is a great idea, actually. looking to buy a house at the moment. I need to check Rightmove every day to see if anything new's come on the market. I could run a task for Claude to just go and check the market for me every morning and ping me if there's something of interest for us. And to be honest, we could probably go a step further, and any that do look and fit my criteria, say, hey, can you just contact automatically, send a message automatically to request a viewing? So if you're constantly checking platforms every day, set Claude off and let it run. Now we can also get it to actually do some work for us. Here's an example of a document, and this works in presentations, Google Slides, things like that as well. Obviously, we can do the usual stuff like summarize and analyze this document. We can even suggest edits to improve writing, or we could say, go through the comments in this Google Doc and make the amendments. And again, I'll make sure to approve that plan, and off it goes to start working. You can see, look, it's actually going through, it's starting to find sections in the document based on the comment here. So I wanted it to add a clean durability versus cost table below this, and it's actually using the search function to actually find this. And now it's doing as instructed, starting to type out and populate this table for us. So we can even now just leave that to get on with its work while we do some other stuff, such as scanning through multiple sources and building a report, such as saying, can you look through the data in the SEMrush and Search Console tabs, then write a report from this on the current state of this website's SEO performance. It's going to go and approve this plan. You can see it's going through these tabs I've got open here, scrolling down, reading these pages to get the information that we need for our report. And to be honest, it's not even just doing that. You can see it's actually going through different tabs, clicking around these pages to grab even more data for us. We've got it typing. We're off and running for our executive report just by giving it those tabs. Pulling out key performance metrics. And I will say you've got to be a little careful, because if you start clicking around on the page, it actually starts typing in the wrong section, which I've just made that mistake there. But you can see it's actually starting to bring all of this data together. The different countries tabs it was working through, channel distribution, pulling all the visits. You can see combining all this data to build our report. It would look a lot nicer if I hadn't messed it up. And once I stopped interfering with it, it actually finished and wrote us, not just pulling out the information there in a list, but actually writing our report as well about, delivering exceptional growth, doubling and increasing by 32% in a recent traffic surge. So really epic stuff to be able to do here. I don't even have to download reports, copy, paste data into Claude. I can just let it run on its own now. Now, one other test I like to run in other agentic browsers like Atlas from ChatGPT, Comet from Perplexity, is asking it to find a specific point in a YouTube video. So what I'll ask is, can you find in a YouTube video the exact moment where Johnny Wilkinson kicks the winning drop goal in the 2003 Rugby World Cup final? So if you've ever seen something in YouTube or a video, piece of information around the internet, you can't remember quite where it was and you don't want to search for it, you can get AI to find this stuff for you. Some of the browsers are pretty good at this stuff. We'll see how Claude gets on. So it's going to come up with its plan, go to YouTube and hunt around for us. And it's watching the video for us. It's watching the video to locate that specific moment. So it's pinpointed that they're celebrating. So the thing must have just happened before that. And it's paused the video for us. And boom, yeah, it's still working, but it's actually paused it on this point. The bit that we wanted. So you've got to say, Claude, she's a clever cookie now. And if you want to find out more about some agentic browsers like the one from ChatGPT, the one from Perplexity, then you can watch this video right here.